let's move on to Arch Manning. Again, this is pretty fresh on my mind because I just did that 100
Yeah.
drop back breakdown or whatever it was, that 2-hour video.
Yeah.
You also dropped an article on Arch. For me, the tools are so evident. Again, this is
Yes.
for me, like I'm from Ohio, so I watched a lot of Terrell Pryor growing up, where it's like you watch Terrell Pryor run, you're like, that guy's not that fast. But then you look at how long his legs are, and it's like, oh, that guy's running a 4.4.
And
And I
everybody
felt,
was pulling away from
yeah.
everybody. Yeah.
And like on some of those zoned reads with Arch, I kind of felt the same way. It's like he doesn't look like that. He's that fast, but he's like, no, this guy's probably like a 4.58, 4.55 athlete. He's just like 6'4", and he's got long strides. So like the tools are so evident.
Yeah.
I'm interested to talk through some of what you thought of his like kind of pre-snap like eyes versus post-snap reaction to what he saw,
Mhm.
because I think I saw a little bit of breakdown there, but again, he wasn't the established starter. He wasn't game planning necessarily every week as the established starter. So I'm really interested to see how that develops now that he's been the established starter since January, kind of how that
Yeah.
like a lot they and again, in a lot of situations he's coming in, they're up big or they're playing ULM or Mississippi State. So like
Right.
obviously
Yes.
Sark isn't opening up the playbook in situations where Arch is playing football last year in 2024. But there were like they spammed post dig a lot. They spam post dig a lot with him. And
A
there are a
lot
lot
of
of times it's like,
two-man play actions in there.
yeah,
Yes.
why are you throwing the post when the single high is not like
It's
when
all,
he's carrying
yeah.
the like, some of those things are where I was like, just throw the dig. Why didn't you throw the this? But other than that, man, I thought a lot of the stuff was really good. Some of the placement accuracy stuff could be better, but
Yeah.
really interested to see how that takes a step forward now that he's got full hold of the reins.
Yeah, it's one of those where I came in. I wouldn't say I was a hater, but I was like really trying to come in and going like, "Hey, what's all right?
Mhm.
Like let's keep the hype low. Which is watch this guy how you'd watch this guy." And it's one of those I concluded my article, and I really don't think, and this is what I've heard through the grapevine again, like it's a lot of talk in May. Like we'll see when
Mhm.
November rolls around or October, is that he'll be returning to school no matter what happens. But that's just what I hear. Things change, so that's why I kept him off my big board. But like when I watched him, it was like, ah, I'm buying the hype. Because like you said, the tools are very good to excellent.
Mhm.
He doesn't have a elite arm, but he has a very good arm. And I also think, like you said, he's a very good athlete. He's very much his father's son, Cooper, who was a receiver, and he's
Yeah.
very much Arch's grandson, or Archie's grandson. Like he's very much got those genes,
Mhm.
and I think he got a little bit of Eli's brain. And I,
Mhm.
I mean that in a good and bad way. Because like what you're saying is he has no, and this is why I end up liking him, is he has no fear in chucking the alert, chucking that deep ball and
Mhm.
putting on the money too. Like
Yeah.
that, and watching Quinn and then watching him,
Yeah.
it's like, oh God, man, the politics must have been insane
Must
to
have
keep
been.
this guy. There must have been. I cannot wait down the road to hear what unfolds, because it's like, how are you playing that guy over this guy? I don't get it. But Arch, I would say I'll start with some negatives. Is you could see some of the inexperience,
Mhm.
where I would say it was UTSA. He gets caught against a zone blitz. They're running a choice concept, and on the zone blitz, the DN drops off, or the outside linebacker drops, and like classic fire zone, and he panics. You can tell he freezes. He's like, "Oh, I don't know what to do here." And then what was cool though, they run the same play again, you get the same look, and then he finds the read, hits the ball, hits the choice route, goes for like a 15, 20-yard gain. It's like, okay, those are the encouraging signs. If he got
Mhm.
it twice and he made the same mistake twice, yeah, it's an experience, but also like I want my dudes to show that they can learn.
Mhm. Right.
You kind of want to see it, and it helps you kind of project these guys. So as all these mistakes that he did make, I thought sometimes he would maybe be a little robotic with his reads and go like, okay, I'm not comfortable with this game, this concept. So I'm going, it wasn't post dig or post over.
Mhm.
All right, 1 to 2 to 3, and it can kind of make him a little late, make him feel a little bit late. But what was so cool with him is throughout the games, you can see it just tighten quick. The second half against Mississippi State was
Oh,
excellent.
dude.
Excellent. Shows every type of throw, shows pocket movement, shows athleticism, shows everything that you want to see. And that's really where I was like, okay, yeah, I'm buying this hype. And I said this in my article, was that, yes, he's going against UTSA, like you said, Louisiana Monroe and Mississippi State, who are 92nd, 95th, and 110th in defensive rating, FEI defensive ratings. I'm buying the hype because of just what I
Mhm.
saw, and showing all the maturity, or I shouldn't say maturity, show the polish that he did show,
Mhm.
pocket movement, consistent throwing style, throws a tight spiral every time. I'm willing to bet on him and Sark just
Oh,
really
yeah.
ascending this year. So I said this in an article, like if I was for sure that he was declaring this year, he would have been right there, right behind Mendoza for me. it would have been like Mendoza, probably Arch, but again, 90 something dropbacks or 90 something pass attempts this past year. It's just a little hard for me to just go,
Right.
yep, you're a dude. But I am buying stock because I was really encouraged with what I saw.
It almost makes me want to go back and watch 2020 Mac Jones and see, like, was Mac Jones given any pre-snap responsibilities that just Sark did not trust Quinn with? And is that something that Arch could have? It almost makes me want to go back.
That Michigan game, right? Wasn't there a bowl game that he played when Tua sat out? Like he played like Mac played like that one bowl game where he started. So that's a great comparison though too.
And I think Sark was still there, the offensive coordinator of the year. Mac Jones had the most efficient season in college football history too. So like,
right.
Are there, like, because Mac was clearly a master of that offense. So being a master of that offense, what more was Sark willing to give him than say he was willing to give Quinn? Who,
yeah.
So for sure. So I do want to kind of check that out too. But there is quite a bit to like. That Mississippi State game. I think so many guys, quarterbacks as well, is just like, in protection, just count how many guys are in the box versus how many guys you have in. And like sometimes the shortcomings, that just trying to get the ball out, like snapped quickly and things like that, things fall through the cracks. And that Mississippi State game, he throws a slot fade against cover 0 where it's like they bring 6 on 5 and he knows he's got the end man on the line of scrimmage and he just lets it, and he drops it on a dime, 38 yards down the field or something like that too. Just beautiful stuff.